What's up everybody, this is Carmeezy back with another video. So today we're going to be trying to swap out the OLED display on a PS Vita. And I say try because I've never done it before. But yeah, I have a PS Vita running Hinkaku Enzo. So it has custom firmware. I have a lot of games on here that I downloaded. And it might be kind of hard to tell, but this one has a lot of scuffs and it also has some cracks right here on the side. When I bought it used and it was already like that. So it'd be nice to actually swap this out, have a cool looking white one and a newer looking screen. So yeah, we're gonna dive right in. So yeah guys, wanted to fix up my Vita. I'm running Hinkaku Enzo custom firmware. I have a 32 gigabyte PS Vita memory card and a 128 gigabyte micro SD that I use the SD to Vita with. So lots of space. This seems pretty cool, so I want to fix it up. So yeah, let's dive right in. This is the PSP model 1101, and yeah, so right off the bat there's gonna be 8 screws we need to take off. I already took them out, but it's gonna be 1 and 2 at the bottom, and then at the top we're gonna go ahead and take out this little panel, and it's gonna be 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the back. And then once you take it off, you're gonna want to like run your nails or get a little one of them little splitter things, little plastic things, I don't know. Anyways, but you're gonna want to take off the back panel. And so when you take off the back panel, just be cautious. Kind of take it off from the top and then slowly take it off, because you're gonna have 2 connectors for the battery. One right here and the other one right there. So if you can see that, 1 connector and 2. So just be aware you're gonna have to take those off. And then we can just put this to the side. And we're gonna need to take off a lot of stuff, pretty much. Well, we're gonna need to take off everything basically. So this came off, put that to the side. But yeah, we're gonna need to take off everything and put it on our new screen. So the screen and the front panel, they're all one piece, has this little metal siding and everything. So it shouldn't be too hard, but just bear with me. Like I said, never done this before, so I swapped out some of the little other parts on this before, but I've never fully dismantled the whole thing. So yeah. Alrighty, so the next thing we'll do, we'll take off some of the loose stuff. So I'm gonna take off the triggers. So we're gonna take off these little plastic pieces right here. Put those to the side and take off our trigger buttons. So we'll do that real quick. And then we'll go ahead and take off one side and then the other. So right here, there's a little connector. We'll take off this one. So we're just gonna flip this one up, and let me get my little pliers. Might be a little bit easier. And we're gonna disconnect that ribbon cable. And then there's a little screw right here holding in that little 3G card. So that's for our little 3G card. Just gonna put that to the side. And then there's little plastic pins right here that you could just kind of pop up to release this thing. Pop that out of the way. And then let's go ahead and, I don't know what this thing is, but that little white thing, let's go ahead and pop that up. So it just pops right up. And then what we're gonna do next is disconnect these 2 ribbon cables and unscrew these screws. All these little blue ones that you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then there's another ribbon cable after that stuff that we're gonna have to take off too for the little trigger buttons. So you could go ahead and do that too. Alright, so now with our ribbon cables disconnected and all our screws out, we could go ahead and take off this side piece. So be aware there are some little plastic pieces right here that kind of hold on to the sides. So you could kind of just push those out of the way as you're taking them off. But just be aware that those are there. So you might have to like kind of nudge those a little bit just so you don't, there's another one right here on the side too. So that way you don't end up breaking this board, because you don't want, it shouldn't come out like hard. You should take this out fairly easily. So if you're having trouble taking it off, it's probably due to these little plastic pieces. So yeah, go ahead and put that to the side. We'll leave that right there on the little cushy part. And then we're gonna go ahead and we can pop out our little buttons right here. We got our arrow keys, pop those to the side. And then we're gonna go ahead and carefully take off our little button for our trigger. These have adhesive on them, so try to keep that where it's not gonna get dusty, because it still is sticky. You want it to stay sticky. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop out our little home button. Does that have a, yep, there we go, home button. So then now what's just left on the side is our little analog stick. So we're gonna go ahead and take off 2 screws. Put that to the side. There we go. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna wanna do is on our new screen, there's supposed to be a little like metal rings that go right here, but it didn't come with them. These ones right there. So we want everything to be legit. So we're gonna go ahead and pop those out, get our tweezers. There's a little indent right there that you can just stick your tweezers in and pop that out. And then we'll throw that on the new one. There we go. Okay, so bear with me. I haven't done too much of this part before. So the next thing we're gonna do is pop the camera up, so you can kind of just push it to the side a little bit, and then it'll unhook from that little pin. And then there's a screw right underneath it. So we're gonna go ahead and take off that screw. And then once you take off that screw, it'll remove this whole plastic piece. Alright guys, so I went ahead a little bit just because I got kind of stuck. So, yep, I'm getting stuck so you don't have to. So, the next thing I did was there was 2 purple screws. These little guys right here. Let's move them so I don't get them lost. But there was 2 purple screws, 1 and 2. And then we had 1 blue screw on the side right here. And we're gonna need to take off this this whole piece right here. I don't know what this board is called, but we're gonna need to take that off so that way this whole thing can come up. What kind of helped me out a little bit too was if you have your new screen like how mine is, you can kind of use this as a reference to see what screws you still need to take off. But yeah, so after we take off that screw on the side and these 2 purple ones, the next thing we're gonna do is we need to remove this black plastic piece. So all these little connectors, these wire connectors, we're gonna have to pop those up. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this white one, you don't really need to fully disconnect it. We just need to pop it up and then out of the way. So then after we do that, there's gonna be 2 silver screws. Got those bad boys right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and unscrew those. Lift it up a little bit, and then it should pop right out. So once we do that, we can put that to the side, put our plastic piece to the side, and then that'll give us access to this screw right here. So we're gonna need to take that one off. Put it to the side, along with the little metal bracket thingy. And then we're gonna go ahead and disconnect these 2 ribbon cables. Alright guys, so once we have all those ribbon cables and screws unscrewed, we're just gonna go ahead and pop this whole thing up. It didn't come up the easiest, so just be aware it kind of was a little difficult to get it to come up, but it will come up. Just kind of take your time, be gentle. I popped mine up and then I went to the side because there is another ribbon cable right here that connects right there. It might have been easier to take off this piece first, but yeah, I kind of just slowly went to the side and it popped out. So the other ribbon cable for the screen itself is still attached. So now we're just going to detach that one. And it looks like it just pops up. Yep. So it just pops right up. And then go ahead and put this to the side. And then now this piece should just pop up, I believe. There we go. So that pops up. Put that to the side. And then we're gonna need these pieces right here. So it looks like this one just peels up. Let me use the other one for a reference. So again, this one, just like the other little one for our triggers, it has an adhesive right there. So just be aware, you don't want to break it. Like I said, you don't want to be replacing other stuff that you don't have to. And then grab this little thing. I think this is for the little LED indicator. I'm gonna throw that inside mine real quick, just because I'm gonna lose that. I know I'm gonna lose it, so let's not lose it. And then we have this little piece right there. So go ahead and unscrew that. And let's go ahead and put that on right now too, because I will probably lose that as well. Alright, so I got that screw in, and I just want to mention, if you're having a hard time, feel free to take a break, take as long as you need. This screw was kind of giving me some trouble because I think this shell that I got, not a lot of the screw holes are actually threaded. So yeah, it was giving me a hard time getting in there. So yeah, just, you don't want to mess anything up or strip anything, so take your time. You know, by all means, you don't need to do it all in one take. So yeah, just be careful, guys. So for the most part, everything is out. We just need to do this side. So I don't think there's any screws left on this side. So let's just disconnect this ribbon cable. And then again, go ahead and peel that up. But as you're peeling these two, like I said, all the ones that have adhesive, go slow. You don't want to mess up the adhesive, but at the same time, you don't want to rip them. They are plastic, they can rip, so yeah, just be careful. And yeah, so all the screws are out, all the ribbon cables are off of this thing, so this sucker should just pop right up. Same thing with the other side. There's little tabs, so those might kind of stop you a little bit. So if you're having a hard time, just kind of click on those tabs and then it should pop up real easy. So go ahead and put that to the side. And then go ahead and take out our buttons. Our other buttons. And that just pops out too. This is our front-facing camera. And then last but not least, the other analog. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing, take off the two screws. So there we got our second analog. Put those screws to the side. And that should just about be it. Oh, you can't forget our other little silver piece on this side, so go ahead and pop that out real quick. And that should be it. Now we can start reassembling everything. Alright guys, so now that we know where everything needs to go, let's go ahead and put it back together. Alrighty, so there we have it. I got my new white and black PS Vita, and the screen, I'm super happy with it. No more scratches, no more crack, and brand new screen. So I mean, the brightness, everything looks real nice on it. But yeah, gave me a little bit of trouble putting it together. Like I said, just be patient. Some of the threads for the screws, they didn't really match up, but yep, everything's working. Oops. So now I got my white and black PS Vita.